Good afternoon, everyone. Hope the weather is okay where you are. It's cool and windy where I am, but welcome to today's Smart Energy Council and Pylontech exclusive 1 hour webinar on market insights and future trends in energy storage systems and an unveiling of the Force H3X, which I'm really looking forward to. Thanks to Jeremy and Flora from Pylontech for pulling this session together today. Let's kick off by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands on which we gather and pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. I extend and pay my respects to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today. Let's kick off with a quick intro. My name is Nigel Morrison. I'm Chief Strategy Officer at the Smart Energy Council. I'm really happy to see lots of old friends on the attendee list and delighted to meet some new ones too. There are more than 200 people registered to attend today, which is testament, no doubt, to the popularity of Pylontech. Today, we're going to use Zoom as our platform. The session's being recorded, and there are a couple of buttons at the bottom of the screen that I want to draw your attention to. The first is the chat button, which will allow you to post comments to panelists or all delegates. And the second is the Q&A button. If you want to ask a question of a panelist, please type it into the Q&A section, and we'll cover as many as we possibly can in the time we have available. We also have subtitles available for this webinar. If you'd like to use them, please find the CC button on the panel and click Show Subtitles. We've got some great speakers for today's event, and you're going to hear from Jeremy Deng, the Pre-Sales Technical Manager from Pylontech, to kick off our session, and Ned Hughes also here from Pylontech, so make sure you stay tuned for the Q&A. We're also going to hear some industry insights from Ria O'Hare. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Greenbank Environmental and very tuned into the market. So that'll be an awesome and expansive update, no doubt. And of course, Glenn Morris, General Manager of Smart Energy Lab, who's our go-to guy on everything technical and standard. So I can't wait to hear what Glenn throws into the mix. We also have lots of time left for discussion with the panelists at the end, so don't forget to post your questions as we go. And with that, I think we'll kick off. Our first speaker is Jeremy Deng. He's the Pre-Sales Technical Manager from Pylontech and supports battery and energy storage solutions across Australia and New Zealand. With prior experience in Sungrow, he's provided technical support for solar inverters and storage systems, including diagnostics, performance optimization, and client training. Jeremy holds a Master's of Engineering in Electrical Engineering and Telecommunications from UNSW and is a certified member of Engineers Australia. Please welcome Jeremy.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen and we will start over today's session. Hi everyone. So this is Jeremy from Pylontech Australian Technical Team. It's a great pleasure to be here today at the Smart Energy Conference representing Pylontech. We're truly excited to join so many industry leaders, partners, and innovators who are shaping the future of clean energy in Australia. So first of all, please allow me to take a few minutes to introduce my company. Pylontech has been developing in the energy storage industry for more than 15 years, dedicated to providing advanced and reliable energy storage solutions to customers worldwide. Our business now covers over 90 countries, with overseas market business accounting for 95% of our total revenue. This is a global presence has firmly established Pylontech as a leader in the energy storage industry. With years of accumulated experience, we not only have our own vertically integrated supply chain, but also a full range of solutions to meet diverse customer needs. Our extensive expertise and advanced technology ensure the high quality of our products, allowing us to deliver reliable services to our customers. From Pylontech's officially establishment in 2009 to achieving 1 gigawatt-hour of global energy storage product export in 2018, and then becoming the world's #1 residential energy storage supplier in 2022, we have continued to grow and move forward. Pylontech began delivering its first batches of batteries to Australia and Europe in 2014. By the end of 2024, we have shipped more than 2 million battery systems over the past decade. Today, we are proud to officially unveil our all-in-one solution, Force H3X, the next chapter in smarter home energy storage. Why can we ensure the quality of our products? Because we control the entire value chain. The Pylontech owns its battery cell factories and manages every step, from raw materials and self-manufacturing to BMS and EMS design and final system integration. Over the past 10 years, we've developed our own LFP materials and BMS, building deep expertise in energy storage solutions. Our headquarters is located in Shanghai, and we have 2 battery cell factories in China, also have 1 integration system in Italy. Our annual production capacity can reach 18.5 gigawatt-hour, and all this production capacity is for energy storage product. Next, please enjoy a promotional video of our factory. But this video has no sounds, but we will upload the video after this meeting. So let's just see the video first.
I might jump in here just to let everyone know the audio is not functioning on this video. Please stay with us. We will be back in a sec. The footage is fascinating in itself, so please hang in there, and Jeremy will be back to tell us more in a second.
After seeing the videos, and now we just has been honored with multiple offers, including SMM Taiwan Residential ESS Supplier and a Global Taiwan Energy Storage Supplier in 2024, and #1 market share in residential ESS in 2022, and National Green Factory in 2023. As demonstrated in the early video, our factory is equipped with an on-site PV system. We are committed not only to providing renewable energy solutions, but also to powering our production with renewables wherever possible in line with our ESG commitments. Advanced technology and reliable product relies on a strong R&D capacity. Each year, we invest more than 12% of our revenue in research and development, hold over 1,174 independently developed patents, and operate our own witness test laboratory. Our headquarters are located in China, and we also have overseas branches in the United States, Europe, and Australia in Sydney, plus service centers across multiple regions worldwide to provide the timely services. So let's now go back to the main stage, and later I will give a brief introduction about our product. Thanks, Nico.
Thank you kindly, Jeremy. Fascinating stuff, and I did not realize. I love a webinar because I always learn something. I did not realize that you guys are vertically integrated so deep. Fantastic story. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to move on now because Ria O'Hare is here, and Ria is the CEO, for those of you who don't know her, of Greenbank Environmental, one of Australia's largest independent environmental traders. Ria has 17 years of experience in renewable energy and carbon markets. She's helped wind and solar farms, installers, carbon farmers, and major corporates bring environmental certificates to market. Ria also serves on the board of the Smart Energy Council, advancing Australia's clean energy transition. Please welcome Ria.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure. What a whirlwind the last couple of months have been. Today, I'm just going to run you through some stats. I will share our website so everybody can see that. Let me have a look here. I didn't want to do a complete presentation because I thought that it would be easier for me just to talk to the screen. So can you see me now, Nigel? Can you see the Greenbank website? There you go. Okay, so welcome everybody. Some of the stats that I wanted to talk about today was that we've actually reached 60,000 homes. Now that's completely outstanding. This morning I was talking to Nigel and he said that that is 1 gigabyte, not gigabyte, sorry, that's 1 gig of energy storage. So it's absolutely fantastic. Greenbank alone, we've created 4,000 sites. So we've processed and registered over 4,000 homes with the battery rebate since the 1st of July. The first couple of months were pretty challenging with the ability to rough in jobs and then process and register the rebate and connect them after the 1st of July. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges we faced. You know, 200% growth off the stats over the last couple of years of battery storage is just insane. I think as an industry-wide, both installers, the Clean Energy Regulator and the Department of Climate, Smart Energy Council have all been really helpful in the whole process for us to be able to process register rebates. In total, there's been 3.24 million certificates purchased from the clearinghouse from the Department of Climate. So that's been great. Probably not enough. We do need to see more purchases happening more regularly. Currently, Greenbank, to help our clients process and pay, we actually start selling them to liable entities at $39.90. So we're taking a bit of a discount on that $40 just to ensure that we can provide cash flow to our clients and ensure that, you know, from the time that you execute a sale, provide a quote, get the lead, go out there, complete the install, submit the paperwork, that you're actually paid within about 5 days if you're using the Greenbank portal. So we're going to try and continue to do that to ensure that that allows the facility to run at your end and you can do more installs. 50% of PV claims at the moment include a battery. The most popular brand we've been processing is a SIG. I think after that's about a Tesla. So it's a really interesting fact because, you know, obviously with stock demand, there's obviously a lot of demand for installs, but not a lot of stock coming in. So that's starting to iron itself out, I would hope, and I'm sure other people will speak to that in other presentations. Households are obviously recognising the value of energy and they're becoming more smarter about energy, trying to reduce their costs. So this is also driving, you know, with the rebate, driving the incentive further. It's been a constant change for us, just adapting to the Clean Energy Regulator's requirements, the compliance paperwork, ensuring that the installers and homeowners are educated both on safety, both on compliance requirements like Certificate of Electrical Safety, paperwork trails, and capturing all the selfies. So we've been managing that. What else is there I can talk to? You know, there's still the Best 2 rebate in New South Wales. So I think if anyone hasn't really looked at that Best 2 requirement, it would be worth looking into it. I know we're launching our Best 2 later this year, early next year. So, you know, you can get a Best 2 rebate and the STC rebate. You know, it's been great for the economy, great for the people, and great for the planet. So I have, I'm looking forward to more questions at the end of the session. We're available to talk to and give any guidance to any participant in the industry. And thanks for having me, the Smart Energy Council, always leading the way. And I have to thank John Grimes. You know, I held up a cardboard sign about 3 years ago, STCs for battery storage, and, you know, we're finally here. So I really am so proud of the last 17 years of where we've come as an industry and as CEO. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to the next 17.
Thank you, Ria. You've got to be careful what you wish for, holding signs up, right? That's clearly the lesson.
I know, it's absolutely been fantastic. I'll have to recirculate that image. Yeah, I do look younger now, though, I think, so that's good.
Good on you. Good on you. And thanks for all your hard work. All right. And don't forget, we will have a Q&A session at the end. So stick around so that if you have questions, we're capturing some in the Q&A and the chats right now. And towards the end, we'll run through those with our panelists. Our next guest speaker is Glenn Morris, General Manager of the Smart Energy Lab. No relation, but we do love to refer to each other as Cuz. He's much more talented than me. Glenn's worked in electronics, renewable energy, software development, web hosting, and vocational training. His current passion is for training practitioners of renewable energy, and this brings together his wide range of skills. Glenn's very passionate about making a difference, helping the community move towards a more sustainable planet. Glenn, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Cuzzy Bro. Good to be here. And yeah, so I'm going to talk to everyone about for what installers, system integrators, and also a little bit to manufacturers as well, what they need to make a really excellent energy storage system, whether it's an installation or actually a product. So it's just a quick, top of my head, some of the key things that you should consider. So first up, of course, in the Australian context, it's all about safety and compliance first, and we do have some really good standards. So AS/NZS 5139, which is for battery installations. The challenge for installers is finding those zones, clearances, and sometimes the fire mitigation requirements. There's quite a lot to be achieved. You really do need to make site visits. There's, of course, the grid standard for inverter systems, 4777 Part 2. 2020 has been amended as well, and it's made it a lot easier, certainly for larger systems. Interface protections has gone up, and we're a lot clearer about the signage requirements. When it comes to accreditation, it's really important that the installer is properly trained for battery storage systems. And so Solar Accreditation manages those accreditations. You will need to do a course with an RTO to get those qualifications as an electrician. When it comes to products, the Clean Energy Council manage the approved product list. I know that's a bit of a bane, the wait list for some manufacturers, but getting on that list really is gold when it comes to accessing government rebates. DNSPs, they're the other one in the mix. So DNSPs will be throwing their 2 cents worth in terms of what they require. And because of our incredible growth of solar, I can remember you, Nigel, talking about solar being a puppy growing up to be a very big dog. Well, that was about 10 years ago. Well, now it's a very big elephant in the room. So things like export limits, flexible and dynamic export control is becoming a normal feature of requirements from DNSPs. You've also got site requirements like access to the main switchboard and meter panels, earthing requirements, particularly when you're offering a backup system, and make sure that you're not breaking the neutral conductor because that's not allowed. Those are some of the technical things that you need to be aware of. And when it comes to customers, it's all about customers' expectation. And in Australia, customers kind of think of having energy storage as something that can run your home. But beware that not all systems are actually sized appropriately for that. So make sure that you do a reality check with the customer in terms of their requirements. When it comes to technical stuff, look, really, I think in terms of chemistry, lithium ferrophosphate has become the go-to choice for residential storage. It's often referred to as the safest lithium-ion battery. It's got a very robust chemistry, very tolerant of high temperature. And also we've now got really good standards for things like BMSs and also certification of the products, both UL and IEC certifications. I mean, I love to compare the fire propagation test in UL, where you basically set a battery on fire for 20 minutes, set it in a pool of hydrocarbon and burn it, and then extinguish it, and it should still be safe 24 hours later. That's a pretty tough test. Thermal management's important too, so installing batteries out of direct sunlight is always a good idea, but batteries are designed, and certainly lithium-ion batteries are designed to take those high temperatures, but to get the maximum life, you really want to put them somewhere that's a bit more human comfortable. Active cooling is becoming a bit of a thing when it comes to larger systems. So now we're seeing liquid cooling even in some of the CNI systems, which means they can do some very high power ratings. In terms of just actually carrying stuff, personally, I don't like really heavy battery modules, so keeping things in the 35 to 40 kilo range is ideal for 2 people to lift, hence the popularity of those stackable residential batteries. But if you've got to install something much heavier than that, make sure you've got the right equipment to do it. Don't strain your back. Be aware of the IP ratings. Some are suitable for, IP54, not really hose tolerant. So something in a garden where you're going to spray it with a hose, you really want IP65. Flexible mounting options are a really good thing to have with the products, whether it's floor mounted or wall mounted. Sometimes the floor is very uneven or it's outdoors and it's dirt. Sometimes you actually want to get it above potential flood zones. So having that flexibility, and also think about cable routing. Having knockouts so that you can hide all your cables is a really nice thing. Serviceability, of course. I love hot swappable modules. You might have a battery module that has a problem, and being able to actually swap it out without replacing the whole system is a really great feature. Also, companies that provide local spares, so they're not sending them back to foreign countries to get parts, is really important from a service point of view. Power energy. Well, what we're seeing now is a demand for really high surge ratings, particularly if you want to back up a whole home. You'll find that there are those big surges such as motor starts. And so having C ratings above 0.5, like we're now seeing 1 C ratings for discharge and even for charge as a fairly normal feature of quality systems. Round trip efficiency, meaning don't waste your energy charging and discharging your battery. It's all going to be useful. DC coupled systems generally are the highest efficiency, certainly higher than 90, maybe 95%. AC coupled, where you've got a solar inverter and a battery inverter separate, you've got a little bit more conversion losses, but that's still kind of okay if you've got plenty of capacity. Remember, backup is what people expect, and so they generally expect instantaneous backup, not the lights go out 30 seconds later, the lights come on again. So providing those fast switchover times, that's a really big plus. In island mode, i.e. the grid's failed, the system being capable of still charging your battery. That's another advantage of DC coupled systems. So you might have lost the grid, but you've still got solar on your roof, and your DC coupled BESS, your battery hybrid inverter, can charge from those solar. And black start capability, that's when you've run your battery completely empty overnight. You want it to charge up again in the morning, not to stay asleep. So black start functionality, really important. When it comes to commercial and industrial applications, we move into three-phase, and that's where having the ability to provide unbalanced load support is pretty important. That means that if you have single-phase loads on a three-phase site, it can support those single-phase loads without having to export the difference to the grid. So that's unbalanced load support. Grid integration and VPP readiness. So VPP, we'll get onto that in a second, but there are standards and protocols for dynamic export control. So DNSPs will have their own APIs, and their compatibility has been a bit of a nightmare lately, but we're getting there, I think. So manufacturers with open control protocols such as Modbus SunSpec or IEEE 2030.5, which in Australia, the variation is CSIP AUS, these really help for third-party integration of dynamic control systems. Orchestration is when you can help customers save money, so things like time of use and dynamic tariff support with retailers that offer you dynamic pricing. Also being able to have minimum SOC reserves, even dynamic reserves. So you might have a storm coming, you just want some power. It hasn't all been sucked out by a VPP. And also being able to shift your PV energy from the day to the night. That's the beauty of a battery. And peak saving saves you when you just don't have enough grid capacity at your site to run some appliances. It can shave the peak off those loads by supplying it from a battery. Security is becoming more and more of an important issue when it comes to DER, Distributed Energy Resources, or CER, I think they've changed the acronym to, Customer Energy Resources. It's all about the fact that we interconnect everything now, including our energy storage systems. And so having things like firmware updates that can be rolled back when there's a problem, audit logs so you can check what's been changed, and also VPP fleet management. So all of those systems can be managed in an aggregated way. Metering and data is always a bit of a drama. So systems that use CTs and relays, make sure you understand how to install them. But we're now seeing products that actually do automatic CT direction detection. So they solve those problems without you even having to think about it. The technology trends I'm seeing is for modular high voltage battery stacks because it's easy to install. There's no cables. You're just stacking up like Lego. The system's operating at high voltage, which means thinner cables, high round trip efficiency. And all in one platform. So basically an inverter and a battery with solar connected is one solution from one manufacturer. That means that you've only got one stop when there's a problem. And high C rates, as I mentioned before, that's becoming more and more important, particularly for those high peak demand loads. Smart firmware, things like tariff aware charging and discharge, with compatible retailers, dynamic SOC targets, things like a storm switch. There's a storm coming. We just want to make sure we've got plenty of reserve in our battery, and smart firmware. So when it comes to thermal advances, I mentioned liquid cooling is really something in the more the C&I space, but we'll probably see that starting to move down to some of the larger residential systems, particularly in cold areas. You need warming as well. Now, let's get to the installer-centric selection here. Things like make sure that you've got really honest data sheets that represent the power and energy at 25 degrees C with proper derating tables for higher temperatures. Make sure you've got all your Australian certification, particularly when it comes to CEC applications and DNSP pre-approvals. When it comes to on-site practicalities, consider weight, how you're going to move those things, how you're going to store them, any other balance of system components that you're going to need so you're not running off to the wholesaler every time you turn up to a job. Make sure that you've got some commissioning experience. Make sure you understand how to use the app. Ideally, those apps should work in offline mode so that you're not reliant on an internet connection, or even just direct QR provisioning, which makes for very, very simple setups. When it comes to support and warranty, local tech support is really important. A local number that someone's actually attending during work hours in Australia with advanced replacement policy spare parts in country. And make sure those warranties are transparent, not those fuzzy ones that lawyers write to sort of wiggle out of any responsibility. So total cost of ownership, things that can really kill that are things like long commissioning flows. You end up spending hours just trying to connect to the customer's Wi-Fi to configure the system. Fleet risks, things like firmware pushes that are pushed out by a manufacturer without your notice, turn and break all the systems that you've installed. So that should have a rollback functionality. And what do you need to optimize? Make sure that basically your truck roll rates are efficient. You can turn jobs around in a reasonable time. Your mean time between failures and mean time data is available for understanding what the fault risks are. Training for the product in country or services like webinars and online training, great idea. And make sure those time to RMAs are fast. So recommendations for manufacturers, prioritize those open protocols, installer first apps, and local spare part pipelines. For installers and system integrators, standardize maybe on just 2 or 3 platforms so you really get to know them. Build those commissioning checklists so your team can guarantee that they've completed the job properly and track any callbacks per SKU. And for customers, ask for VPP-ready systems. It can be extra value for your energy storage. And make sure that you're realistic about your scope of what you require when it comes to backup and be clear about the warranty terms. Lastly, thanks to my friends at Pylontech. I had Ned and Reynold here in the studio just a few days ago. You'll probably see this video on my channel soon. Thanks very much.
Good on you, mate. You're the only guy I know who can jam more words into a short period of time than me. So we really appreciate that, but a lot of good words. In fact, I was taking notes as I go because I recently moved house and I'm about to add new solar and a battery. And there was a great shopping list there for me of the kinds of things to look for in selecting a product. So thanks for your help. The other thing that I want to shout out to Glenn Morris particularly for is in the background, one of the things that the Smart Energy Council spends an awful lot of time and energy doing is trying to keep track of what's happening behind the scenes. And last week I was going back and forth with Glenn and some of our members who manufacture batteries, including the Pylon guys, making sure that we're keeping the standards on track wherever we possibly can. The team from Standards Australia do their absolute best to make sure that we've got good standards, and sometimes they just need a little nudge this way or a little nudge that way. So really appreciate all of your support on that, Glenn, so that we can keep things on track. All right. Finally, an exciting launch now. Jeremy's going to come back and join us again because they've got a new product that they're going to launch. So, Jeremy, I'm going to hand over to you. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, sure. Just let me share my screen again. Okay, so at Pylontech, our mission has always been to deliver safe, reliable, and innovative energy storage solutions that empower households and businesses to achieve energy independence. Today, we are proud to introduce our latest product, designed not only to meet the evolving needs of Australian customers, but also to support the transition towards a smarter, more sustainable energy future. Our new product integrates all functions at a high level, enabling a 15 minutes installation. No cables between modules, just stack, plug, and power. It is 100% Pylontech built from cells to the complete system. And due to we don't have the sound for the video, and we will upload the video after this webinar, so we just move forward. Our products are mainly divided into single-phase and three-phase systems designed for different household electrical circuits. The power of the single-phase inverters ranges from 3.6 kilowatt to 8 kilowatt, while three-phase inverters range from 8 kilowatt to 15 kilowatt. All battery modules are identical, with each battery providing 5.12 kilowatt hour. For single-phase inverters, 1 to 4 batteries can be installed. Due to minimal voltage requirements, three-phase inverters require at least 2 batteries and can accommodate up to 7. Our batteries have a high 1C rate, meaning they can be fully charged in 1 hour. If customers participate in a VPP or have high house loads, such as electric vehicles, our batteries can perform multiple rapid charge and discharge cycles. They have a life cycle exceeding 8,000 cycles and support 100% three-phase imbalance. Battery safety is also a major concern for many customers. Our batteries have undergone tens of thousands of laboratory tests and have obtained multiple international safety certifications. We can ensure that our products pose no harm to the customer or installers, and our product has been approved by the CAC recently. Manufacturers focus solely on producing inverters and do not have their own BMS or EMS. Some sell batteries in collaboration with other companies, which can lead to software and the hardware compatibility issue. In contrast, the FH3X integrates the BMS, EMS, battery, and inverter, all of them into a single system. This enhances device performance, improves system reliability, and reduces the likelihood of faults. Pylontech delivers true seamless control with native system logic, real-time diagnostics, and effortless firmware updates. By keeping every key component engineered, tested, and supported in-house, we remove third-party risks and give you complete peace of mind with one clear support pathway. Installations are simpler, service is smarter, and accountability stays with one trusted brand. Force H3X is totally modular design product. As you can see in the picture, there's a quick plug design in every of the module. It ensures an easy, quick, no wiring installation based on our test result. The whole installation and commissioning on the app could be done within 15 minutes by an experienced installer. So this time also includes battery installation and the inverter connection. It will save the time and improve the efficiency for the installer. We know parallel is quite a nailed-in work because it needs time to do the address setting, but for the Force H3X, parallel is totally automatic. It's enabled to detect the connection itself in real time and no more extra work to set the address. Multi-unit parallel connection can perfectly address the challenge of high loads in small commercial applications or large households. And our Pylontech Cloud also provides users with an easy-to-use monitoring platform. Users can check the real-time status anytime, anywhere, as well as review historical data and fault alarm records, making it easy for installer to remotely identify specific issues. From city to townhouse, to coastal homes, or any rural properties, Force H3X can meet the evolving energy needs of Australian households. Built for the AU conditions, the IP65 rated with C5 corrosion protection. It has reliable backup. It can be changed from gray to backup within 10 milliseconds, and it will protect the critical loads during the grid outages. And as you can see, the passive cooling and the space efficiency footprint, we can perfectly indoors or out. It's very quiet and compact. You can install the system in the garage or anywhere outside the home, just below the house. For the Force H3X, intelligent manages energy flows, helping homes save more, operate smarter, and maximize self-reliance. FH3X optimizes usage based on solar forecasts, household consumption patterns, and grid availability and pricing. The device is capable of supporting various control functions, including flexible export and emergency backstop. Our system is also VPP ready. So if customers are interested in joining a VPP now or in the future, they can easily choose a plan that suits their needs. For the installers, time is money. The 15-minute quick installation requires no extra cabling and it eliminates device compatibility issues. Fewer callbacks, more installations. For distributors, porting is easier, ordering is faster, and less inventory is needed, thanks to our short production lead times. And currently, many Australian households have already installed third-party solar inverters. With the release of battery rebate and the approach of summer, the demand for the energy storage system is expected to continue rising. FH3X can be easily coupled with existing inverters, allowing our new system to be added without replacing the original equipment. Customers can choose to connect the solar panels to the FH3X or not. In either case, the system will operate normally. And we have local service team in every region, supported by the call centers and the professional remote experts to efficiently resolve on-site issues. And right now, our headquarters in AU is based in Sydney. The vertical supply chain and the 15-minute rapid installation, also the local technical support are all measures Pylontech implements to ensure product quality and enhance the overall customer experience. Our new system will bring customers a brand new experience, introducing green and clean energy to Australia and into every household. By contributing to reducing environmental pollution, we can together create a new chapter in the area of renewable energy. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you for giving me a chance to introduce our new product.
Awesome work, Jeremy. Thank you so much for announcing the details of your new product. I do love that, you know, little old Australia is influencing the development of technology around the world, and China really is leading the way in this space. And watching you guys over the last decade or so in Australia and the advancements you've made and the features that you've got built in there to cater for what we need in the Australian market is just fantastic to see. Thank you so much. Now, we have had some questions come in. Feel free to post any more that you would like in there. So I'm just going to scoot through them and invite our panel members to jump in and see if they can respond. There was one right at the beginning here, which was actually an interesting one. And of course, over the years, as products age, you know, we all learn lessons about them. There's not a product out there that hasn't had challenges in the past. And one of them was around construction to minimize bulging of pouches. Ned, Jeremy, tell us how you guys have designed your products to minimize that bulging effect that can occur in any battery.
Okay, so yep, you go on that.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. Maybe for me, from my perspective, I can give some quick answer in this question. So the battery issue, I think the customer might come across probably during how to say, the battery issue maybe during abnormal charging and discharging issue for the system. So I think in the past for Pylontech, our BMS is compatible with many inverters in the market. So for this particular situation, probably our technical team need to discuss with the customer to find out which inverter and which battery BMS we are using to narrow down the issue to find out the root cause. But like Jeremy present in this webinar today, for Pylontech, our next generation is we will launching the FH3X, which is an all-in-one solution. We integrate everything from the cells to BMS and to the complete unit. which I think we can reduce a lot of internal configuration issue or communication issue to significantly improving the system stability. So this type of abnormal use situation will reduce dramatically. And also for Pylontech, we still maintain our compatibility with many tier 1 inverter brand, for example, like SMA, like Victron, like Solis. We still keep improving our compatibility testing to make sure the maximum stability of the system. So that's my short answer.
That's an awesome answer. Thank you, Ned. And sorry to throw a tricky one at you like that right off the bat. It is an issue, isn't it? And you know, looking back in time, inevitably, whether it's in the very, very early days with lead acid batteries or whether it's today with you know, very high performance and high demands put on lithium batteries, the control systems around it and the environment and the temperature and the usage profiles and the demand that's being placed on those batteries is a critical feature. It's one of the things that I like about a fully integrated solution like you've got. So thank you so much. There was another question that came in about highlighting that Australian representation is really, really critical for our industry. It's something I've talked about for ages. I'm going to skim over that because you guys showed a slide showing where all your support officers are and where your team is. So well done. That's a really critical thing, especially in a country as big as this. There's a question from Cornelius about mixing and matching batteries of different types and how to avoid the fights between them. And I've had this in my own home with EV chargers and batteries and hot water diverters all fighting for energy. And of course, this issue now of people adding batteries to existing systems is something that we're seeing a lot. Glenn, I'm going to throw this one to you because you've got a mad scheme of technology running at your community down there. How would you comment about the ability to mix and match products, and what do you have to take into account?
Yes.
So
I kind of think when it comes to mixing different products that are trying to manage your energy at an installation, you need one brain to look after them all. It's when you've got two separate meters, one for one brand of inverter and one for another, and they're all trying to make decisions about when to charge, when to discharge, it can get rather messy. So I guess my recommendation is try to have one master that is managing the whole site, whether it be a discrete device, like with CNI, there's often discrete devices that do this, but in the domestic world, probably stick with one product that can do the whole job. But there are some tricks. You can actually adjust the settings a little bit. So there's one system is a little lagging behind the other. It's not always trying to jump in first. It's like the backup stop. I think this is where it comes to the experience of the installer and knowing the product and its capabilities.
Excellent response. Thank you, Glenn. And I think it really highlights the value of training and webinars and understanding the products that you're dealing with, and especially in those cases where you're mixing and matching them. There was a question that came in about battery support for V2G capable EVs, the unicorn that the entire EV market is waiting for, that ability to charge and discharge batteries. Ned, Jeremy, talk to us about V2G capabilities and where you guys see that opportunity.
For the V2G function, I think we will promote in the next version of our new product. But for now, the H3X, we can normally just discharge and charge by itself. We can't connect to the vehicles at the moment, but we will have the H4X be available and have our charging station available compact to our next version of the product. So right now it's just simply a system can be AC coupled and independently used at home at the moment.
Makes a lot of sense. Simple is often best, and V2G is something we're all excited about. But of course, there's plenty of good AC chargers out there that allow you to integrate in right now. While I've got you there, there was a question that came in about the weight. and handling? Do you have hand slots built in? What recommendations do you have, and what design features have you built in to make sure that these batteries are manageable?
Yeah, so we technically just test all the things in our laboratory, and to make it balance, we make the maximum capacity, and at the same time, we make it easy for the installer to install on site. So this is the basic like the target we want to achieve, like save the time for the installer, and at the same time, we increase the capacity for the customer. And for all the specific like the data we got in the data menu and user menus. So later we will share in our website and also in the link to all the participants. So yeah, that's good.
One thing probably I added a quick information here. If you look at our 3X system, the battery capacity we design is 5 kilowatt hour, and the weight of the system is less than 40 kilogram. And we also designed a handle in each of the battery modules, so easily for the customer to lifting. We are not how to say design the system very heavy and make it difficult for the customer.
Thank you, Ned. Thank you, Jeremy. Good responses. There's a few more technical questions here. I am going to say there's a couple of people who've been looking for you guys to enhance your support and warranty. And I know with all your offices and the rapid expansion of the market that we've got in here, that can be very challenging. I'm going to point that one back at you guys. I'm sure you will do everything you can to support your customers, and that these new pre-packaged systems are going to make that a whole lot simpler and easier. So we might let everyone sit on that one, but they will certainly be looking for great support, as we know in the market. Full backup in the event of an outage. Talk to me about that. How does the system behave in an outage, and what kind of backup can you provide?
So during the outage, as I mentioned in the PowerPoint, we have the installer normally install the changeover switch on site, so the system will automatically from the AC side to the backup side within 10 milliseconds, which means if you connect the backup loads like some very important house load to the backup port, and when during the outage, it will cut out the AC side from the AC grid and directly change to the backup port and providing the power to the house loads. So you don't need to worry about this, the things. So if you got like 10 kilowatt house load or 5 kilowatt house load, we can even do the whole home backup. So yeah, it's definitely essential for the system in Australia right now.
It sure is. It's a feature everyone's looking for. And a great question from Jeff Bragg, actually, which he threw in about third-party existing inverters. So in the event of an outage, can the new Force H3X also bring to life existing inverters? So that's going to be grid forming behavior, I'm guessing. If yes, will their generation be regulated using frequency shift? How do you behave when there are existing inverters on site?
So for this question, it depends on how the installer install the system on site. So basically, some of the installer will simply AC couple these two systems, which means if they AC couple two system, when the AC outage happen, the inverter cannot provide the power to the third-party inverter. But if you connect the third-party inverter to our backup port, then we can use a frequency shift to control the other inverter and make sure the solar third-party inverter can still provide the power for the to charge the battery or to the household.
Awesome, thank you. And the questions are flying in now. A couple of really good practical ones here. Tell us about distribution. Tell us about how the product's coming to market. Tell us when it's coming to the market. Tell us about availability, and also about your approvals. They're the sort of three golden gooses that you need to actually get product onto the ground now. So how's it going to get to market? When's it going to get to the market? And how far away off are the approvals on three-phase, I think someone mentioned.
Yeah, probably I give a few questions here, a few quick answer here. So right now the single phase 3FH, FH3X already being CC listed, and the Force 3-phase is also under process. I think by the end of this month, it will also be listed on the CC list. So both single phase and the 3-phase. Right now, the product we already have some stock in Australia, so the customer can easily get from Pylontech distributor like Lawrence Hansen, Salt Fusion, Forte Power, easily from Australian market.
Awesome. Thank you, Ned. That's a good one. There was a question there about single phase and 3-phase, two different models, or can they be switched between capability? I'm going to take a guess and say that they are different models, right?
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. I guessed that one right. When a third-party inverter is AC connected to the H3X, and this is a thing you're going to hear a lot about, is these mixed systems. Chris is over in WA. Can the whole system be export limited to 1.5 kilowatts on the Western Power network? So WA is a very unique beast and may require export limiting and unique behaviour. Have you guys had a look at the Western Power rules, and can you comment on its ability to do export limiting?
So sorry, I just jump in to answer this question. Yeah, so I think the solution for Pylontech is we are cooperating with aggregator gateway. Currently, we've approved by SAPAN the cooperated aggregation. So the gateway, the aggregator would control both Pylontech's inverter and the existed solar inverter together to make sure the connection point is controllable to be like a relevant power. That will be our solution. Also, like addition to the previous questions, so like for all the existed solar system and in Australia, especially for the residential, our solution is also can be used for any existed solar plants, which means so in Victoria we do backstop emergency, and we do dynamic control in South Australia. So we can compatible with any existed grid-tied normal PV inverter. So customer can add our battery to their existing system and then won't broke the regulation. So our gateway can like control both the existing grid-tied inverter and our battery at the one time, like at the moment. So which means they don't worry about like the grid compliance issue. That's our solution about that.
Fantastic, Reynold. Thank you for jumping in with that one. And while I've got you guys, the last one, then we're probably going to have to wrap it up and thank our guests. A couple of questions have come in about using the system off-grid. Is it suitable for using off-grid? Does it have a generator input? Tell us about that.
So in terms of the off-grid, so our inverters grid port can connect to the normal network grid, also can connect to the generator. So I think it's recommended for the installer to have an ATS, the switch externally. However, you just need to select the correct grid standard for the inverter. So the inverter will follow the generator. So which means you can completely run like off-grid mode with your solar panel and your generator. in your house. So it's completely workable for off-grid network.
Thank you so much, Reynold. That's I think that again, it blows me away the capabilities that we have in inverters and these modular battery systems now to handle all these different scenarios. And of course, being Australians, we want everything to do everything. We want it to be very affordable, and we want you to make it really easy and cheap. So you know, nice job on getting all those good features in there. We are about a minute and a half away from close, so I do need to wrap it up. Thanks for all your questions. I think we got through most of them, one or two small ones. Reach out to Pylon directly afterwards if you've got more questions there. I'd especially like to thank Jeremy, Ned, Reynold, who dropped in late in the piece, Ria, Glenn, for joining us today, especially for our session sponsor, Pylontech, for making this informative webinar happen. Just a quick reminder that today's session has been recorded and a link will be sent to everyone who registered. Please feel free to share it widely. And finally, if you like what the Smart Energy Council does, please consider becoming a member so we can continue to provide you with this level of support and personalise some to suit your particular business needs. We also have Smart Installer Roadshows coming up in November. We're hitting the Gold Coast, Melbourne, Adelaide and Sydney, and spaces are selling out really fast for our Sydney Mega Conference, which is in May next year, but don't leave it to the last minute or you won't get in. Jump on our website now for more details or just email us at sales@smartenergy.org.au. Thanks everyone for your time today. Until next time, goodbye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Take care.